The topic of today's video is on Sarada and Himawari, and why I think these two characters are going to be very overpowered when it comes to the time skip. Now, with the release of Boruto and Kawaki's design for like the second part of the Boruto series, it's had me thinking about the other characters too and how they're going to change and improve in terms of their power and abilities. But I really wanted to focus on these two because I feel like these two, out of like the whole generation, putting aside Boruto and Kawaki, I feel as though these two have the most potential to improve a lot. So let's get started. So let's start with the daughter of Naruto Uzumaki, Himawari. You guys remember that scene from the OVA where Himawari pretty much knocked out Naruto and Kurama by extension, and how that was a joke scene? Well, I guess the writers didn't feel that it was actually a joke, but rather this was like pretty much foreshadowing for what's to come for her character. She's pretty much destined to be one of the strongest characters in the franchise. And if you go back to chapter 77, the actual strongest living character right now, Damon, pretty much sensed a lot of hidden potential from Himawari. So if a character like that is sensing something from Himawari, you know some great things are destined to happen to her. So as this discussion continues, I'm going to get into why she can potentially be overpowered and the potential power she can gain from training and just having those natural genetics. Himawari is literally the product of two parents that have both Otsutsuki chakra and sixth path chakra. So Naruto, during the final act of the war arc, he did receive half of Hagoromo's power, which is sixth path chakra. He was able to tap into sixth path stage mode and pretty much became the Jinchuriki of all nine-tailed beasts. Then you have Hinata from the last. She got not Hagoromo's power, but she got Hamura's power, which is Hagoromo's brother. And she obtained a more powerful Byakugan, and she obtained more powerful taijutsu techniques. Like her twin lion fist technique was enhanced like significantly compared to how it was in let's say the war arc. Having two of these different chakras being passed down to the next generation, it's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like Naruto and Hinata kind of created like another Kaguya in terms of power, obviously not character. Because Kaguya, when she had Hagoromo and Hamura, both of her powers got split into her two sons. So it's like kind of like recombining those powers, if you get what I'm trying to say. It's pretty cool. Since the events of chapter 77 of the Boruto manga, Hinata and Naruto are officially out of the picture. So Himawari, you can technically consider her an orphan. But unlike her father Naruto, she literally still has family members left. So she has pretty much the Hyuga clan behind her corner. So she has characters like Hanabi Hyuga, who's her aunt, and then she has Hihashi Hyuga, who's the head of the Hyuga clan, to look after her. And this is actually kind of beneficial for her because she has the opportunity to really, train and master, different Hyuga clan techniques, really hone into her Byakugan and really make it her own. Because if you go back to like the Kawaki Ninja Academy arc, she can only use the Byakugan for like a few seconds, but training with her family members and then her naturally getting older and more used to using the Byakugan, she can literally become stronger than Hanabi, Hinata, Neji, all of them, literally. Now this part is like just a prediction, but I feel like she will unlock the Tenseigan, or maybe not necessarily the version of the Tenseigan we saw in Naruto the Last, but a variant of it. And I feel like she will get this naturally. She won't have to take another, Hyuga clan member's eyes in order to obtain, this new power. And you're probably wondering, but isn't that how the Tenseigan is achieved? Yes, that is true. You have to pretty much, it's similar to like the internal MANGEKYO SHARIGAN. You have to take another user's eyes to obtain that power. But in this case, since she has so much of, Hamura's chakra and also even Hagoromo's chakra, it's not too far of a stretch to say she can pretty much unlock this form naturally. You know, I feel like it would definitely prove what Damon was talking about of her having this hidden power. And then let's say she unlocks the Tenseigan, she could also even tap into the Tenseigan chakra mode, which Toneri used in Naruto the Last. And I think that would be really cool because it'd be kind of like paying homage to her father, who had like the Nine Tails chakra mode. You know, she has her mother's Byakugou and Hyuga lineage, but she also could tap into a chakra mode like her dad. I think it would really make things go full circle, and it would make a lot of sense for the character to have such a power. Alright, so this part is also very possible considering what's happened in the anime. So she could possibly obtain a portion of BIJU chakra. Maybe not necessarily from the remaining 8-tailed beast, but maybe at least from Shukaku, since she befriended Shukaku. And you're probably thinking, don't you have to be like a Jinchuriki already to obtain chakra? I mean, yes and no, because Gaara, for instance, is still connected to Shukaku despite no longer being Shukaku's Jinchuriki. So it's not too far of a stretch to say that Shukaku can't, you know, give a piece of that chakra to Himawari. It's not like she needs the nine-tailed fox to maintain all nine-tailed beast chakra. It's just literally one-tailed beast. It's very possible that she can get this. And again, this is another way of paying homage to her father, because her father pretty much went through a similar thing with the four tails and the other tailed beasts. So I think it's just a cool theory. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's always a possibility. So let's get into the next character, Sarada Uchiha, the girl who's destined to pretty much live out her dream and try to become the next Hokage after Naruto. If anybody deserves like a huge power up, it's definitely her, because right now, out of all the Team 7 members, unfortunately, she's lacking the most. Like, Boruto has a Karma and a Jogan. Mitsuki has his Sage mode, which, I mean, he can only use it for a limited time, but he still has access to that crazy power. And then, if you want to consider Kawaki, I know he's like the former member of Team 7. I mean, he has his Karma too. So, and he has Ishiku's Dojutsu. So those three have a lot going on, and Sarada definitely needs to catch up to them. But I'm gonna get into how she could do such a thing. So, similar to her father, she does have an affinity for both fire style and lightning style. So it's not too far of a stretch to believe that she's going to invent variants of, let's say, the Chidori, and make her own version of Kirin, and just have all these different overpowered lightning techniques. I mean, we already seen in the anime, she's able to shoot out lightning chakra balls as like projectiles. So she's definitely going to keep, you know, honing her skills, and maybe she'll pick up a few things by training with her dad. So that's definitely on the table for Sarada. It's already been shown in the anime, but she also has pretty much adopted Sakura's, you know, physical strength that's derived from, like, you know, chakra control. And it's very likely she's going to surpass Tsunade and Sakura in strength. The fact that when she was training with Sakura, and granted, Sakura was holding back a little bit because that is her daughter, she was able to keep up with a fully grown adult Sakura, and she's not even 16 yet. So imagine once she gets to Sakura's age during the war arc, she's going to easily surpass Sakura and easily pass Tsunade in physical strength as well. And obviously that's great, because in order to be Hokage, you not only have to be, you know, kind of smart, but you also have to have some level of intelligence too. So we already know Sarada is definitely a smart cookie, because she is the only one in Team 7 who became a Chunin in the anime. And she's also led Team 7 in a couple of missions so far in the anime. So having that strength alongside her smart, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So this is like inevitable, and we don't necessarily know the catalyst for her getting the Mangekyo Sharingan, but yes, Once she unlocks the Mangekyo Sharingan, she's gonna be one of the strongest characters in the series. And I remember like Kishimoto, he kind of like drew like Team 7 and like their potential future powers. So he showed like Boruto and like this, looked like a Nine-Tails Chakra mode cloak. He showed Mitsuki in his Sage mode, which that remained the same, so that's canon. But he also showed Sarada's, a potential design for Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan, which I think they should go with this design, which it looks like a sun pattern. And it complements Boruto's moon looking eye, because you know he has the Jogan and it kind of looks like the moon, so it kind of parallels the two characters. I think that's brilliant. So she'll definitely have access to the Susanoo. She'll definitely probably have crazy techniques as well, similar to like probably like her uncle Itachi, because Sasuke was kind of lacking in terms of like his Mangekyo abilities. So she's gonna have to definitely get very broken abilities for her Mangekyo Sharingan. And her Susanoo, hopefully it does turn out like kind of to look like an angel or like a guardian. It doesn't have to look like a samurai like the previous ones. It could look like something that would look like it would protect the Leaf Village. Maybe it'll be a red Susanoo, maybe it'll be pink, who knows. But yeah, once Sarada unlocks this Mangekyo and gets like a broken ability associated with it, she'll be pretty good to go. And then finally, the Byakugou Seal. I think this is the most important power for her to get alongside the Mangekyo Sharingan. So it's been seen and told to us in Naruto Shippuden that overusing the Mangekyo Sharingan pretty much causes blindness. So you eventually lose, you know, that Mangekyo's ability, and you eventually lose your sight. And we've seen it with characters like Itachi. We've seen it with Sasuke. We kind of saw it with Madara in like a flashback, but it was kind of like an exposition flashback before he took his brother's eyes. So we've seen different Uchiha lose their sight with the Mangekyo, and that's where the Byakugou Seal comes into play. Because the Byakugou Seal can heal, you know, the damaged cells and things like that. So let's say she does overuse her Mangekyo, it can instantly heal. It's kind of like having an internal Mangekyo Sharingan without having it. It's actually brilliant how these two powers kind of complement each other. And interestingly enough, the Byakugou Seal also kind of looks like a Karma Seal. And it was kind of like implied in the manga that it pretty much had ties to the Sage of Six Past days. So maybe this is like a replicated version of the karma without all the reincarnation and things like that. You know, I will find that interesting if they are related. And then that's another way she'll be able to parallel Boruto, because he has his Karma Seal and then she has her Byakugou Seal, and it just, when they power up, they look kind of similar with the lines going around their bodies and stuff like that. So it's just an interesting thought. These two characters, you know, have a lot of potential to be very overpowered, and yeah, we just have to see what happens. These are just a few ideas. Hopefully some of them come, and some of them may not come, but that's okay too. It's always interesting to guess and predict what they're going to do. So that's all I got to say for this one. Peace.